Lately, I've been feeling incredibly busy with work, training, creative endeavors, and about a week ago, I turned to Kyle and said, "Hey, wanna go on a bikepacking trip?" It had almost been a full year since our last trip, and I was itching to forget all my responsibilities for a weekend, go pedal up a trail, and sleep on a mountaintop for the night. I just finished packing up the bike, making sure that we have all the stuff we need for a quick little one-night bikepacking trip out in some mountains that we really love. Kyle and I have just been really stressed from our respective jobs this week, and I think it'll really benefit us to just get out there, get some riding in, see some beautiful views, and just spend a night outside. I meant to pack last night and get all this situated before today, the day we're leaving, but we had a friend that was passing through town and ended up staying with us, so now I'm just frantically gathering everything and making sure that we don't get to the top of the mountain and I'm missing a sleeping bag or something like that. So I'm gonna go through my checklist one more time to make sure I have everything that's necessary. We hit the road and drove to a little town nestled along California's central coast, San Luis Obispo. After we found a place to park in town, we prepped our gear, grabbed some burritos, and set off around 4 p.m. The first part of our route was on a highway, but we soon jumped onto a gravel fire road, heading up to the ridge where we planned to camp. Felt pretty good, despite the heavy breathing. Kyle's back there. Yeah, it feels good to be off the highway. Rather be in nature. So we're on this road for the next hour, and then we'll keep climbing on another road. So lots of climbing. Our goals for the weekend were pretty simple: enjoy the outdoors, take in the views, and unwind a bit. So we tried to keep the pace relatively chill as we chatted back and forth and took in the environment around us. One of the reasons I had been eager to get this trip in was because the hot and sunny months of summer were fast approaching, and everything here would soon fade to shades of brown. Right now, though, the landscape was bursting with life and color. We climbed parallel to the highway for a bit before leaving it behind.
Hell yeah.
I could if it wasn't filled with weight.
You could jump it?
Ready, watch this. It's probably too fast for human eyes, but... I do a lot of riding on my own, but I always love when Kyle and I can hit the trails together. We're kept pretty busy with work and our own passion projects, so it's important we get this kind of time together. In my opinion, there's nothing like some good views and good dirt to make for some high-quality bonding time. Once we reached the top, we started looking for a good area to set up camp. We finally came upon a little spot with a beautiful view that we thought would be perfect. It was a bit exposed, but we hoped the thick shrubs surrounding the area would help protect the campsite from wind during the night. I think it's going to be a really nice sunset.
Hi. I gotta fix my hood.
That was riveting.
Well, they're kind of like rivets, except
Oh my gosh.
snaps.
This guy and his dad jokes. At this point, we were starving from all that climbing, so we found a little patch of grass with a clear lookout onto the valley and watched the sun start its descent while we ate our dinner. From this vantage point, we could see the full chain of extinct volcanoes named the Seven Sisters. I think Moro's the furthest, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
It's like the last one.
It is kind of cool, the chain.
Former volcanoes.
All right, I'm heading back to the campsite as it's getting a little cold and I want to put on my actual warm pants. Still wearing the shorts that I was biking in, so time to change.
Well, look at that view though.
I know, honestly, the campsite is looking very picturesque. We picked a good spot.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I hope this bush protects us.
It's slightly windy here. It gets like pretty windy, we can move, I mean, not that far, you know. It wouldn't be too hard to just go to that next turnout that we saw.
Yeah, now we got options. Actually, one time we had to bail. One time we actually rode up to the same ridge and we had to bail because there was a fire, so there was a ton of air pollution, and then also it was like 90 degrees at 10 p.m.
We thought it would cool down. It did not.
No, oh my gosh. I've never had it been so hot at night where I felt like I was gonna suffocate.
Yeah.
So we just rode down the mountain and drove home.
Yeah. Many bad choices were made.
Yeah. It was now a fully golden hour, and the whole landscape was bathed in warm hues of orange, yellow, and red as the sun started to dip below the horizon.
Why are you weird?
I don't know. This view is one of the reasons I keep returning again and again to camp on this ridge. When it's a clear sky and the clouds are sitting below the peak, the sunsets here are some of the most stunning I've ever seen. All right, the last little bit of sunrise.
Sunset.
The last little bit of sunset is
Try that again.
setting. It's starting to get a little chilly now, so we got the jackets on and just, yeah, watching it go.
It's almost there. It's almost gone.
That was the slowest sunset ever.
Seriously.
We'll figure it out in the morning. It was still rather bright out, but the temperature continued to drop. So I decided to boil some water to make some Bengal spice tea before we called it a night.
The spark is working.
Huh. There you go.
What?
I'm very happy I brought the stove top. Worth it for the weight.
Instant coffee.
You brought instant coffee?
Apparently.
Yeah.
For tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was just in my bag. Apparently I knew what we needed. Tire lever also, just in case.
Really still nice night.
Yeah, it's still super bright.
This is like the nicest night it's ever been on this ridge.
You were saying it was dissipating, but...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's gonna roll in, and then in the morning, we're gonna wake up and either be in the fog, or we'll be right above it, and it'll just be incredible. I'm really fingers crossed for a beautiful sunrise. I feel like a sunrise, I get more stoked on a really beautiful sunrise than a nice sunset. Because I feel like it's easy to see a sunset. It's a lot harder to see a sunrise.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hello. Hey, nice spot. Thank you. Yeah.
We're stoked on it. To be honest, part of the reason I felt the urge to film this bikepacking trip was to capture a moment in time. Kyle and I are in this sweet spot of life where we have a bit more resources and are starting to get more established in our careers, but we also still have the freedom to do last-minute adventures like this weekend trip. The reality is, this might not be the case in a couple more years. So I wanted to capture this weekend just like an ant in amber, a little snapshot of this moment in time. The tent had been cozy, but once we got up, the icy wind that I'd picked up during the night pushed us to hurriedly pack up camp as quickly as possible. I know. We forgot Kyle forgot gloves, and then we forgot earplugs, and those are like two big necessities. We were eager to get down the mountain and get some hot breakfast. As we started our descent, I couldn't help but pause to watch the fog cresting over the ridge as the sun rose.
fog.
It is cold.
Look at that though. It's like the wall of fog coming through.
Yeah. Instead of riding the fire road we had climbed up yesterday back down, we decided to take a more technical single track that went down the other side of the ridge. This trail gave us beautiful views of the green hills as we quickly descended into the valley below. As we got lower into the little hills, the wind started to relent as the sun also started to crest the ridgeline we had just left behind, warming up our cold hands and noses.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
All right, so the wind has died down a lot, much nicer. I mean, whew, it's warm now. Hard to believe that just like 30 minutes ago we were freezing our butts off.
Yeah, pretty nice now.
I'm excited for some coffee and a breakfast burrito or a croissant. Yeah, I'm glad we did this last minute trip.
A little overnight.
Not sure if you're gonna be able to hear Kyle on this mic, but a little overnight. Oh my gosh, look at the quails. Oh well.
My hands are still cold. There we go. It'll still work as a hat. There we go.
Keeping an eye on the bikes.
And I get to eat a chocolate croissant.
So we just rode down this morning. It was crazy windy at the top of the mountain. But now we stopped at this little coffee shop that we've gone to many times before when we're here, and getting some much needed coffee and some food before meeting up with some friends.
Good morning. How are you?
You do such funny voices.
My hands are on fire. It's good though. Bring them back to life. Kids, wear gloves. I guess everybody, not just the kids. Wow. I'm jealous of all that bacon.
You can have some. We quickly ate our breakfast before getting another coffee with some friends who stopped by. The conversation turned to how we want to buy a large piece of property in the middle of the forest and get all of our friends to come build tiny A-frame homes on it. It's an ongoing, I'm joking but not really thing in our friend circle. Ready to go home?
Yes, I am full of croissants, ready to drive.
Now I just gotta unpack. Got back from the camping trip yesterday, and honestly we were feeling pretty tired, so we just kind of threw everything in the garage and I'm dealing with it today after work. It was a really nice weekend. I realized that Kyle and I haven't gone on a camping trip, just us, in a really long time. We're really spoiled in that a lot of our friends are super outdoorsy and into mountain biking and camping. But every now and then it is nice to just get away, the two of us, and spend some quality time together. We've actually camped on that ridge quite a few times before. We've known about this spot for years and years. But this was one of the clearest, stillest evenings I've ever had up there until the wind picked up in the middle of the night. But it was really gorgeous. I'm so happy we did it. The hills were all green and lush, and that was kind of the reason we decided to do this so last minute. Is I knew just a couple more weeks of hot weather and all of those hills are gonna turn brown. So I really wanted to get out there and be in that beautiful landscape before all the green faded away. Anyways, hope you enjoyed riding along for this adventure, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.